Good afternoon, Texans, and welcome to another episode of the Texan Sports Minute. I'm Travis Smith, joined by the always lovely Harley Brown. Sports fans, in case you haven't been paying attention, the Tarleton basketball teams are in fuego right now.
They sure are, Travis, and Saturday was a big day in Portales, New Mexico for both. Career days by Tayshaun Mabry and Bailey Whip led their teams to huge wins as both continue to surprise off the offensive end. For the Texans, sophomore guard Bailey Whip led all scorers with 21 points, doing her best Klay Thompson impersonation. She went 5 for 6 from beyond the arc and did not miss a single shot in the first half. The 71-56 rout of Eastern New Mexico notched Tarleton's 10th win of the season and their 16th straight over the Zias. Ipaka Iwobi recorded her 8th career double-double with 12 points and 13 boards, and Kathy Thomas chipped in 10.
Not to be outdone, the Texans' Tayshaun Mabry set a career high of his own. His 31 points led the Texans past the Greyhounds for their third straight LSC win. TSU led by 16 at the half after closing on a 16-1 run. The offensive explosion continued in the second half, and the Texans quickly extended their lead to a game-high 29 points. As a team, they shot 67% from the field and thumped the Greyhounds 89-61. E.J. Reed scored 15 points, while Harge and Mo Lee added 11 of their own. Mabry's stellar game Saturday followed his 23-point outburst against West Texas A&M. The combined 54 points led to his selection as the LSC Offensive Player of the Week.
The women returned home last night to face McMurray University in a non-conference tilt. The Texans led 33-31 with 11 minutes and change to play in the contest when TSU offense woke up. The Tarleton went on a 29-6 run and held the Warhawks to a miserable 13.8% shooting in the half. It was the 24th straight win versus McMurray, and 13 different Texans scored. Bailey Whip and Brianna Fuller led the Texans with 11, and Thomas had 8. McGrath, Mack, Moore, and Ashmore all chipped in 5. The Texans will travel to Commerce on Saturday before returning home for a rare Sunday game against Texas Women's at 2 p.m. Don't forget to catch head coach Misty Wilson in her weekly radio show on 90.5 KTRL every Thursday at noon.
The Texans picked up where the Texans left off and continued to roll, picking up their 4th straight win on Wednesday night. TSU moved up 3 spots to number 12 this week and were out to prove their ranking. A couple high-flying dunks and 16 three-pointers later, Tarleton State soundly thumped McMurray 89-42. The 16 trays came one shy of breaking a 19-year-old school record set in 1996. Either Mabry or Lee has led the Texans in scoring each of the last 4 games. Tonight was all Mo. Lee turned in a game-high 21 points, including 5 buckets from downtown. E.J. Reed poured in 18 from the post, and freshman Nosa Ebonwadi drained 14. Don't forget to tune in to 90.5 FM or tarletonsports.com/listen live 15 minutes before the tip. Casey Hogan and Kelton Weens will call 2 more Lone Star Conference showdowns in Commerce this Saturday.
Believe it or not, Texans softball is right around the corner. You can catch the home opener Monday against Southwestern Oklahoma State with a doubleheader set to start at 3 p.m. This will be head coach Julie Matta's 19th season with the Texans, who are returning 3 all-conference players: junior pitcher Caitlin Conley, junior outfielder Melody Mayse, and sophomore infielder Michaela Stockstill. The Texans are picked to finish 6th in the conference and will look to qualify for their 14th LSC championship in the program's first 20 years. Travis got a chance to sit down with outfielder Melody Mayse and transfer Becky Allen.
Becky, first off, there are 2,141 miles between home and here. What made you choose Tarleton State?
I just knew that the Lone Star Conference was one of the most competitive conferences for softball, and I looked up all the schools in that conference and decided that I think I would look best in purple. So thought that would be a good idea.
So you literally chose Tarleton because of a Google search and the color.
Yeah.
Solid. Among the tops in the conference in triples and total bases. Is that just because you're that fast, or does hitting from the left side actually help?
Hitting from the left side does help. I mean, obviously you're one step closer to the bag already when you're starting, and as a slapper, I take 2 steps when I start my swing. So, I mean, slapping does obviously help. I do have some speed, obviously, or that wouldn't really help anyways, but it's kind of a combination of both, I would say.
Becky, you had 37 doubles, 18 home runs, and 113 RBIs in your 2 years at Seward, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that you're going to be able to continue that production here versus the LSC?
I think that it's more competitive here, but I do want to continue that into the LSC and hopefully top it as well.
So we
That's
can
the
call
plan.
you Becky Bomb Squad in the future?
That's fine.
They say diamonds are a girl's best friend, but the Texan baseball team is pretty fond of them also. Check these puppies out. Last season's LSC champs received their blinged out rings at a season opening luncheon on Saturday afternoon. Pictured is the right hand of Texan ace Colton Burleson, who won 14 games en route to the Texans sweeping the Lone Star Conference Championships. Brian Conger's 7th season as the Texan skipper will begin February 5th at Minute Maid Park in Houston, where the team will play 4 games in 4 days. The Texans were picked to finish 3rd in the LSC and 8th in the region. Pitchers Colton Burleson, center fielder Kevin Meredith, and shortstop Evan Robinson were all named to the preseason All-Region team. Harley was able to speak with Evan Robinson and transfer Alec Humphreys earlier this afternoon.
So, Alec, what influenced your decision to transfer to Tarleton from Texas Tech?
Well, Tarleton has a good history of baseball, and there's a lot of good things going on here, and I like the fit. I feel like I belong here. Coach Conger's made me feel like I belong here, and I love it. I love the transition.
That's good. All right, Evan, whether you like it or not, you're one of the figureheads of this Texan baseball team. How do you plan to fill that role this season?
For me, it's just leading by example. I'm not a very loud hoorah guy, but I try to do the right thing. And so if guys can see that and do the same thing, then that's as much as I can do.
It doesn't need to be vocal if they can just see you doing it.
Right, yeah.
All right. Well, Alec, what tools did you learn in your time at Tech that will help you most at Tarleton?
Well, at Tech, we played a lot of big teams. We played a lot of big places, and I mean, I feel like those experiences can help me kind of be calm in situations that most people would not be calm, or just situations where, I don't know, big situations, I guess you could say, yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, okay.
Well, what do you think your role will be with the Texans this season?
Role is going to be team player, help the team win. I mean, I'm going to do everything I can to help the team win, just like Evan's going to do everything he can. And, I mean, each player has their own role, and the main goal is to help the team win. We're going to do everything we can to do that.
All right, awesome. Well, Evan, I read somewhere that you were described as a slick fielding shortstop and a mental ninja. And your team high in assists last season combined with the .961 fielding percentage proves it. How do you stay so focused in the game, like game in and game out?
For me, it's really just going pitch by pitch, just one pitch at a time, I mean, if you think about the number of chances you get and the number of plays you get, it's kind of, staggering. But, if you just break it down by one play at a time and go one play at a time, then it all takes care of itself.
All right, perfect. Well, Alex, since you're new to the LSC, who is the most hyped up team heading into the season that you're excited to play against?
All of them. The LSC is a good conference, and, I mean, there's competition everywhere. I mean, we're going to have to bring our A game to play every team, and so every team's going to be a challenge.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
All right, awesome. Well, Evan, y'all had a heck of a run late last season, including sweeping the Lone Star Conference tournament. Y'all were picked to finish 3rd in conference this season. Are y'all prepared as a team to take the next step and win an NCAA regional?
Yes, definitely. I think the thing about this team is we have a really good team chemistry, and we're very consistent. We come out day in and day out and work hard every day, and bring some really good energy. So I think that if we can carry that through the season, then yeah, we can win a regional and we can win a World Series.
Hey, Travis, you know the big game is coming up Saturday. What's the bigger story, the deflated footballs or Marshawn Lynch's unique interviews?
Thank you for asking. I'm just here so I don't get fined.
And on that note, that'll conclude this week's episode of Texan Sport Minute. Check back with us next week to see what other campus and national news we have going on.